Welcome to Serious Funny Podcast.
Oh my god.
Are you totes ready for this drinking episode? Because I am a little bit tipsy, not gonna lie.
A little bit. Just a little bit. A lot of it.
So
I'm Renee.
we,
Do
I'm
we
Rocco. What are we drinking? We got to talk about
mm.
what we're drinking.
Oh, you can't tell by looking at the glass, can't you?
So I know it's in a Moscow Mule cup, but I'm actually drinking a vodka Red Bull today. And you're drinking a peanut butter flavored whiskey and Canada Dry ginger ale. This
That's
has
right.
been a 15-second ad for Canada Dry and Bird
If
Dog.
if Screwball wants to send me some peanut butter, I'll try that too.
So, okay, we were supposed to get together today, but there was a lot going on, right?
Yeah,
So
unfortunately.
you had some stuff going on in your life. I had some stuff going on in my life. I was just diagnosed with shingles today, which has been really fun. It feels like I don't know if any like what shingles feel like because you've had shingles before, but literally like it feels like it's like itchy on the surface of the skin and then like it hurts like underneath the skin, so
To
it
the bone.
almost feels like if I could just get like that skin peeled away I could take out whatever's hurting, like that's what
Right.
it feels like. It hurts so bad right now. But they gave me some medicine for it and I just started it today, so we'll see how it goes. But you actually had a lot going on in your life today as well. I don't know if you want to share that with everybody, but
Oh, my little
completely
my
up to you.
little fur baby Coco, we had to put him down today. He's been sick for a few
Oh,
days.
bless him.
He's 15 years old, so he's lived a long life. He
Yeah.
just
Well, I mean, he's been sick for more than a few days.
Oh yeah, he just progressively got worse. He had congestive heart failure,
Yeah.
so he just kept progressively getting worse and worse, and he just couldn't. I just couldn't take it anymore either. He was so sick, and he was throwing up everywhere. They gave him some medicine, some Lasix, and some sort of medicine for the heart medication, and that seemed to have made him more sick at his stomach. So he was vomiting, and he couldn't keep it down.
Yeah.
He was struggling to breathe, so we took him this morning.
Oh, this is hard.
Yeah,
But he was like refusing food and water too, I think,
yeah.
something like that. So,
He was
but
eating a little bit at a time, but for the most part, he had no appetite. So
oh, I'm
his
so
kidneys were
sad.
shutting down.
So we both had like things going on. So we just decided that instead of getting together today and actually recording an episode, we would just get together and drink on Zoom. So it's
Because it
fine.
helps.
It's fine. Here we go. Let's go. Cheers
To Coco.
to Coco and my health.
Coco
um
would be like, screw that health.
so you actually got okay, so listen, Lindas. You got banned from Facebook, right?
Permabans. Permaban.
Permabans. Perma-
For nothing. For absolutely nothing, really. I mean, it was
Well,
not
it
really.
wasn't for nothing. What did they
It was
say?
for questioning the actions of the current president.
No. Quote, questioning.
Questioning the actions of the current president, end quote. Because
That's
I made a post about his 25 executive orders in 24 hours. And I'm like, what? Maybe this is proof there's a deep state because there's no way that Biden has the mental capacity to do 25 executive orders in that time. I was making a joke and they wiped me out. 12 years, 12
um
years, that account was 12 years old.
and you know what's so funny is like I have seen horrendous things posted by your husband and like other members of your family. And like
And
what you
just people in
posted
general.
was nothing like that.
Right.
And
I've seen some crazy
things
stuff out
like
there.
I've seen Tom um post things that I'm like, uh
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like I it's so funny to me that out of everybody in your family, you're the one that got permabanned. That cracks me the hell up.
But I have a podcast and the ability to draw attention. They don't, I guess, maybe.
I mean, maybe.
He's the popular one, so we're gonna wipe her clean.
Facebook has measured your influence and found it to be too great. That's what it
That's
is.
it. That's it.
Oh
Nobody
my
pays
God.
attention. Nobody
But
pays attention to my
listen, like
husband.
whenever I posted about like you getting
Mhm.
permabanned, I posted, okay, so this was the exact thing that I posted. I said my cousin got permabanned from Facebook for quote questioning the actions of the current president. And as soon as I hit post, I got a pop-up that said your post has been sent
Mhm.
over for review by a moderator or admin.
Mhm.
And that freaked me out because first of all, I have never been in trouble with Facebook, like
Right.
ever. Like I've always been on the right side of history.
The left side of history.
But I like it freaked me out and I deleted it immediately because I rely on Facebook a lot more than I'd like to admit.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I think that it, it I think that it kind of like brought a little bit of attention to my head though, because I was like, ooh,
It's
that's
like a
some
power trip.
that's
Yeah.
some Big Brother
It
stuff right
really
there,
is. It really is.
So anyways,
And
but
the guy told me, he said corporations have the right to censor. The First Amendment only protects you from the government censoring you, and yada yada. But AT&T and T-Mobile and all them will not shut your phone service off just because you're saying something negative about the president. So it's actually a line of communication because you're talking to your friends and family. My people in my little group were just friends and family people I know. I don't add strangers. My posts are not public for people to see. So, I feel like that was kind of a breach of a communication that I have. I have an aunt that's sick that I want to keep in touch with. My photos of my daughter who's dead were on my Facebook. My photos of my grandmother who's dead were on there. They're all gone. I'll never get those back. So, yeah, it's just a really bad
that's so
situation.
sad.
hmm But what can you do?
Well, um,
So I decided I was going to try to contact Mark Zuckerberg myself. So I applied for a job with Facebook.
that's hilarious.
We'll see how that
Trying to
goes.
get in on those team member meetings.
hmm Yep. And I made sure that my resume I uploaded was just simply a paragraph about what happened and having somebody look at my account because I really truly believe that it was a rogue employee or it was a glitch. There's no way. There's no possible way that they would have perma-banned me for that, for just sharing an article and making a comment about it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's really odd. I feel like I don't know, but I mean, like I said, I've never been in trouble with Facebook before, so I don't know.
Right.
But there
So,
was that one time that I posted something. It was completely harmless. Like it was just like a harmless joke about something. It wasn't even political. It wasn't belittling anybody. It was literally like a harmless joke, and I wish I could remember what it was, but um it got blocked. It got deleted and blocked, and I got a notice from Facebook saying that it was deleted and blocked because it went against their community standards. And I was like, no, it doesn't. And then like very shortly after that, I got a notification from them again saying that it had been reposted because there was like a glitch or something where they had accidentally like went through and deleted a bunch of people's like posts for going against community standards. You probably remember that. I think I was talking to you at some
yeah,
point
there
about
were
it,
there
but
was several days where like that was happening to a lot of people. Now there's been a lot of
this was
people
a
who
while back though.
there were a lot of people who've been complaining apparently in the last couple of days about being perma-banned or their cousin was perma-banned or their brother or so and so was perma. So there's been a lot of people banned in the last few days for no known reason. And there was a couple of people. One was an elderly man that I know of. Um, and then another older woman, and they don't hardly ever even post, especially political stuff. Just keep up with their grandkids and stuff. So I don't know why they were banned. So it may be a system glitch. But Ryan C at the help center is an asshole. That's just all I'm going to say. He can go
Ryan
kiss his butt.
C. Um, but I think that like no matter what side you stand on, I like you have to understand that we have freedom of speech. Like I'm not really like a Biden supporter, but I'm not a Biden opponent. And just like I wasn't like a Trump supporter, but I wasn't a Trump opponent. Like Trump disgusts me, I'm not gonna lie, but like do I think that he did some good? Yeah, I do think that he did some good if he had shut his mouth, stayed off Twitter, you
Right.
know, like I've said this before, like if he had shut his mouth, stayed off Twitter, and like put his head down and worked like he was elected to do, he could have gotten a lot more done, but he didn't. And so here we are, right?
Right.
But the thing
Can't do anything
about
about it.
the great thing about our republic is that you can badmouth the president and it's
Yeah.
okay. You
Right.
know, like you're not going to be beheaded for freaking bad mouthing the queen. You know, like that's not a thing. This is not like 18th century
Mhm.
England. You know,
And what's wrong with that? People need to question. People need to always ask questions. It's okay to do. I mean,
right?
it's scary that there's a platform out there trying to stop you from asking questions. That's just
I
beyond.
agree. I think that there's a but okay, so let me just stop and say that there is a difference between questioning and inciting violence.
Right.
There's definitely a difference between that. Like
Absolutely.
questioning is like, hey, by the way, this seems odd, you know?
How does a
Like
man that can't tie his shoes do 25 executive orders in 24
he
hours?
can tie his shoes. Come
I
on.
was sarcastic,
So,
but he can't form a sentence, but he can write out 25 executive orders in 24 hours.
so
That's some major work.
I don't know. Like I think that I think that there is a difference. Oh my god, look at my hair. Look at that.
Look at
Look at that.
mine.
It's stuck in my headset. Anyways, so there's a difference between questioning and inciting violence, but what you posted wasn't inciting violence. You were just like,
Right.
yo, by the
Asking
way, like who wrote
what's
these,
up
you
with
know?
this? Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I want to know. When were they wrote and who wrote them? Because I'm
I mean,
100% sure
they
he did
were
not do it in
probably
24
written
hours.
before he even took office, let's be honest
Probably.
here, because like he knew going into like his first day in office that these are the things that he wanted to do. So he probably
Mm,
had them written up. He probably had them waiting, you know?
most likely. Most likely.
So
But it doesn't mean I can't be sarcastic and ask the question, even if I'm just being a butthole.
that's true. Because this is America.
And
America.
Renee has a right to ask questions.
Absolutely. So, okay, let's get off that topic. I um I don't know. I think that I rely on Facebook a little bit too much. I would like to get away from it, but now that we're doing the podcast, you know, of course, we're using Facebook to market and everything, and we have the contest that's about to come up
Oh
too.
yeah.
So you know, I don't want to talk too much about it because you'll find out next week. But like you know, now I'm like reliant on social media even more than I used to be. And
Mhm.
so I feel like I'm like tying my wagon to it even more when really and truly like I was trying to get away from it, but it is what it is.
It'll be all
It is
right.
what it is. I need another drink.
Go get another drink.
I'm like
Wait, do you
running
have
out.
to actually get up and go make a drink?
I do. I don't listen. I don't have a husband here to do things for me like you do.
You need a husband.
I do need a husband. So anybody that's listening, if you want to volunteer for the husband position, just know that really the only things that I require are that you know how to cook, that you know how to clean, that you make amazing drinks. And as I'm listing this off, it really sounds like I'm looking for a butler rather than a husband.
You are. You
So,
are. We all are. We are. Call Mary Maids. Call Mary Maids. Save you
mm,
some time and money.
right? Well, I don't think Mary Maids offers butlers, but I'm sure like I could call like a buttle service. Is that what they're called? A buttle service?
But they would get on your nerves if they were there too much.
Oh, forget about it. Absolutely.
Yeah, just get a Mary Maid. I just ask them if you have
I
nails.
So I have my mom. So my mom cleans houses for a living, and I pay her $150 a month to clean my apartment every 2 weeks. And it's not so much like because I need it. It's just to like help her out and like really like and help me out. But I mean I can clean my apartment.
So
What I
what are
can
you
help
looking
her
for?
out, and pay
What are you
her to do
looking
it.
for? What are you
Do what?
looking for, Rocco?
In
You
a
want a
husband?
man? Yeah. You want a man that
Um,
cooks, cleans,
Cooks, cleans,
Mr. Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere. Yep. Belvedere is a vodka, isn't it?
I don't
I'm
even
not
know.
looking for an alcoholic. I say as I take a sip from my vodka Red Bull.
Oh, let's see. Well, just know whoever you are, if you are applying for the position for the husband, Renee has questions, and don't ban me.
I think that I think if I was to meet somebody, I have enough friends that love and care about me that they would probably have to have like an interview process,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, just know if you're gonna love me, you have to go through the interview process with my friends first.
You have to go through the security clearance. You have to have that level 4 security clearance.
Speaking of security clearance, your mom was stopped at the freaking White House by Secret Service.
I wonder if I should blame her for my ban on Facebook.
Oh my God, you should. Oh my God. The Secret Service knows you now.
Because her birth date on her driver's license was wrong. And the Secret Service knew this before she even knew. I mean, literally, like she had to go to the hospital and check her medical records, and the date she was born was not the date on her birth certificate or her driver's license.
That's
It was completely
crazy.
different. So now she's got that fixed. So now she has 2 birthdays.
Oh my God.
She's only like, I think 4 years old or 3 years old according to the new birthday, but
Wow.
yeah.
That's insane though. Like that's crazy to think that that can happen. You celebrate this specific day your entire life and then come to find out that's actually wrong. So,
And we need to specify that the reason that she was stopped by Secret Service had nothing to do with anything she did. We were going into the White House. So we were going,
uh-huh.
into the White House, and
Nice
we had
catch there.
I want to make sure people weren't knocking on our doors, even though I did get a letter from the CIA today. That reminds me.
Did you get that? What
I
did they
did.
say?
They said they don't know anything about it. They have no records on anything about the Vietnam War in reference to Agent Orange. Nothing at all.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have nothing.
And that's interesting because we talk about that in our next episode, like literally the very next episode.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about.
So they don't have
So
any. That's
that's crazy.
pitiful. I don't believe them. I think they're lying to me.
Yeah,
That's probably why I'm banned.
absolutely.
I got banned from Facebook, and then the next day I get my letter from the CIA. Coincidence? I have no idea.
Well, I mean, correlation doesn't mean causation. However,
I can speculate.
of course, speculate away. Okay, I'm gonna go make a drink. I have Fever Tree pink grapefruit soda that I'm gonna try with vodka and see how it tastes. So
Okay.
I'll be right back.
You leaving me here by myself?
I am. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
Take me with you.
No,
You can take that laptop.
I can't. I don't want to drop it. It's brand new.
Oh my God.
All right, BRB.
Hurry, run. So I just brought mine in here with me, like the very proactive person that I am. I'm going to show you my shot glass though, because it's really super cute. It's it. See, ain't that cute? Now the shot glass is for the whiskey. So I mixed a couple of shots of ginger ale, a couple of shots of whiskey with a little bit of ginger ale. It's pretty good. I thought about doing the grape juice and making like a peanut butter jelly type taste, and I'm kind of afraid to do that. But somebody told me to do the peanut butter and grape soda, like knee-high grape soda. And that's supposed to be really good. But I'm scared. So I'll just stick with what I know right now, and we'll go with that. And I don't know what to talk about. Let's see. Oh, I can tell you about my little Coco. So Coco is 15 years old, and we took him to the vet this morning. He's been really sick. We took him to the vet Thursday, and they thought that medication could help him. And they gave him some Lasix, which is a water pill, and a heart medication. And that didn't help. It actually made him a little bit worse. And so this morning when we got up, we stayed up late with him last night and went to bed. And when we got up, he was super sick. And we just felt really bad, so we decided to take him. I'm just talking. But that's the
What are
story
you saying?
Coco. I was telling him the story of Coco.
Oh, bless
Yeah.
Coco's heart.
Poor little baby.
Yeah.
I probably repeated something we said before. And I also showed him my little it shot glass.
Cute.
This is from, what's that Halloween store? Spirit Halloween, yeah. So I get them every time they are open in Halloween time.
Wow. Okay, so here's the deal. Fever Tree grapefruit soda, pink grapefruit soda. Is disgusting when paired with vodka. But you know what? It's the only mixer I have. So bottoms up, fuckers. Can we
Is that
beep
what you
out
have
later?
here? No, we can't
No.
beat that. So what is here at this house?
It's
got a woman on it.
Ginger beer.
No, the vodka, the grapefruit, whatever it is.
Oh, it's Deep Eddies pink grapefruit
okay.
vodka. Yeah. But I have like just basic vodka. I have pink grapefruit vodka, but I didn't want to pair pink grapefruit vodka with a pink grapefruit soda because I felt like that would be too much. So I paired like straight up like Seagram's vodka. It's like the ultra smooth vodka or something like that with the Fever Tree pink grapefruit soda. And I bought the pink grapefruit soda from, I want to say Costco. I think I got it from Costco, and I got it because I thought it would be a good mixer. Not that I drink that often. I literally have, I have tequila, Malibu rum, Absolute Mandarin vodka, pink grapefruit vodka, and regular vodka in my refrigerator that's been there for like 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't drink that often, but I got it because I thought it would be a good mixer for something. And no, I know it's disgusting. So. And I've had the pink grapefruit soda for a few months now, probably about, actually, no, I think I've had it for longer than that. So I think I got it back in July of last year.
Is it not expired?
No, it's just regular bottled soda. I mean,
flat.
No, it's bottled. It's like individual bottles.
They don't expire? I don't really hardly buy soda.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they would expire after 3 or 4 years.
Well, you might want to check. What if you bought it and it's been? What if it's been on the shelf for 3 years?
These
it might have been on the shelf
for Fever Tree pink grapefruit soda.
It could have been on that shelf. It could have been on that shelf for 2.5 years, and you only were supposed to have it for like 3 months.
Soda. It's not coconut water.
It don't matter. Soda expires and goes flat and gets blah.
It's absolutely disgusting. Like it's making me nauseous. But you know what? Here we are. So
I'm looking at my
Canada
ginger
Dry.
ale.
Oh my god.
There's got to be expiration dates on these things.
I don't know. I don't like canned sodas. I like
Oh, because you're frou-frou.
no, I like the bottled ones because even though like okay, so the aluminum has a coating on the inside that prevents like the liquid from touching it. However, comma, I swear I can tell the difference between a canned soda and a glass bottled soda. I can. Just forget about it. Forget about it.
I ain't gonna argue.
Who's arguing?
I can tell the difference between fountain Sprite and regular Sprite in a bottle or can.
Yeah.
I love them in the fountain.
Oh god, yeah. Oh my god, that McDonald's Sprite. Ooh. Crisp.
Yuck. They must have something. I want to see what's in this. I'm gonna read the instructions.
There's instructions.
No, I'm being. Never mind.
I was like, crap.
Actually, there might be. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery. This includes Zoom and may cause health problems. So wait, which Surgeon General? We've had so many. You need to be specific here, because some of them I don't trust.
Oh my god. So, I mean, I kind of feel like it's gonna be like all of them. We all
Really?
agree. We all agree that alcohol causes like birth defects and stuff like that. Absolutely. Oh
Maybe,
my
maybe not.
god.
What's wrong?
What?
What's wrong?
Oh,
Yuck.
nothing.
Whew.
I'm hurting really bad right now. Like it's
Mm.
like persistent, but it's fine. Work through the pain.
You got this.
What is it? Peaches says that song that she does. It's called "Bleep the Pain Away." Bleep the pain away.
Bleep
Bleep the
the
pain away. It's not bleep. It's you know what, but.
But you already said you know what earlier.
I did, but I'm trying not to, just because like I don't want to seem cheap.
But
But
you want people to know you have a vocabulary, right?
oh, trust and believe. Mama's got a vocabulary.
I mean a clean vocabulary.
But literally, like whenever I hosted my drag show in Los Angeles, I hosted a drag show in the Fairfax district of LA. It was at the intersection of Fairfax and Third, and almost right across the street from the Grove. I don't know if you. Well, anyways.
I don't know anything about. I'm a
So
country girl.
but one of the things that I told my girls, like whenever they would go on stage, is like don't cuss on stage because it
Right.
cheapens you as an entertainer. I feel like, and I've already been cheap enough in this episode, so let's class it up a little bit,
Hey, I think I'm gonna get my hair cut next week.
Are you?
Yeah, like really super short, maybe.
I like it. Are you gonna follow me in my little shaving my head thing?
Heck no! You need to tell the people about that too.
So listen, I think I'm gonna shave my head, and as I'm putting it on a recording, now I have to do it. I just don't know when I'm gonna do it. So here's the deal. I was watching an episode with Miley Cyrus, and she was talking about how she had when she was of course like a child star, like everybody knows that. She was on Hannah Montana, And she talked about like as she came out of that role as Hannah Montana, a lot of people thought that they held power over her because they knew her as a child star. And so they thought that they could tell her what to do. They thought that they could tell her who she was supposed to be, all this other stuff.
Mhm.
So when she stopped being Hannah Montana and really like had to figure out like who she was and what kind of celebrity she was and what kind of person she was in general, she started doing away with all of these people and all of these things that held power over her. And when I was listening to the interview, I was like, oh my gosh, that's really powerful. Like that's like how self-aware do you have to be to understand like these things that have power over you? And so I was like, okay, so what has power over me? And it took me a while to really figure it out, but my hair holds power over me because like I'm very particular about my hair, and I know that it doesn't look like it right now because it's like all grown out and it used to be purple and now it's like this really like just disgusting shade of greenish type bluish type
COVID,
white type
COVID,
thing.
COVID hair.
It's COVID hair, exactly. But I'm very particular about my hair, and I know that my hair holds a lot of power for me in giving me self-confidence and self-esteem. And so I want to start eliminating these things from my life that help me find external confidence, and I want to start finding confidence in myself rather than relying on other things to build that confidence for me. So I'm gonna shave my hair. I'm just gonna shave my head. I'm gonna do it.
And he's going to do a Zoom recording.
No.
Yes, you are.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not because I'm gonna cry, and
No,
I
you
don't want to. I don't want to do that on a recording.
We got liquid confidence, baby. Liquid
No,
confidence.
ma'am. No, ma'am. I will cry. I
You won't
absolutely
cry.
will. No, I
I'll
will.
promise you.
I'm gonna
Why?
cry. Like whenever I shave my head, I'm gonna cry.
But there's no
Absolutely.
reason to do that. There's no reason to do that.
But there is.
But there's not.
Because again, I find power through my hair right now,
But would it not be a great thing for you to get on Zoom and record yourself after you shave your hair?
Listen,
and people love you anyway.
Me. You
and people
can't
love you.
me for my own personal self-progress path, okay?
Look,
stop trying to exploit me.
Listen, Linda. If that's your goal, because it has power over you, then you're still letting it have power over you if you don't get on Zoom bald.
I'll get on Zoom bald.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not going to get on Zoom when shaving my head.
Oh, no, I didn't mean shaving your head. I meant like after you shave your head.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
See? And then people are still going to love you, and that's going to prove to you that it ain't about your hair.
So it's not really about like
Rocco's hair. It's Rocco's hair.
Hang on.
Good riddance, Rocco's hair.
Bye. But yeah, I think I am gonna do it. Not I think I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. I just don't know when I'm gonna do it. So we'll figure that out. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I don't know if I'm gonna just shave it and be done with it and just let it grow out again, knowing that I was able to live with it bald, or if I'm gonna keep it bald. I don't know.
Have you ever had shaved head?
No.
Have you ever shaved your head?
No, never.
Are you going to get rid of the beard and the mustache?
I don't know. I guess we'll see how the spirit moves me. But yeah,
I don't know if you should. I kind of like the beard and mustache.
So let me tell you, I love a man with a bald head and a mustache. Oh. Muy perfecto.
Yeah. So keep it.
I think I might. My beard is looking really luscious today. Like this is literally like, this is how I should have looked when we had Andrew Shue on the recording with us.
They don't know about Andrew Shue.
Well, we got to start talking about it because we got to like.
Oh, so my friend, just kidding. My
Oh God.
boss, my former boss, one of them, I don't even know how to address him anymore. I just call him Andrew. Andrew. So we did a Zoom interview with him for one of our podcasts. It's going to air, I don't know, a couple weeks. I don't know. I'll tell you when it's going to air. I don't even know what I'm doing. I've got so many computers here. The 5th of February, actually, right? No. We have one coming
Well,
out.
that's the next episode that we've got to record.
Yeah, so it'll be the 5th of February. So February 5th.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And
Because
Andrew Shue with
we have Agent Orange coming out. Hang on, I'm pulling up the calendar. We have Agent Orange and U.S. Government War Crimes coming out on the 29th. So yes, the 5th of February.
So he agreed to sit down and tell us about his thoughts on dark money and to kind of promote his organization, The People, which he said is geared towards focusing on citizen referendums and finding common ground and trying to bring people together and teaching people how to work with the government and make the government work for the people as opposed to the opposite, which seems to be what's going on now all across the board. People left and right and
That
center.
political polarization, yeah.
Yeah. So to stop the divide, we're all here working in this together. So there's no reason we can't just get along and find ways to work together and make things happen and in a positive direction for our country. So, he's really great at that kind of stuff too. So
Yeah, he's literally like so well spoken. Like I was in the interview where we were in the interview with him, and I asked him a question, and he was like, "Yeah, what a great question, and thank you so much for posing it that way." And I was like, "Thank you. I'm a great interviewer."
I think that's when you were asking him
Like the
about
boots on the ground question.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
He kind of was trying to get away from the military terminology, but he couldn't. So he's so cute.
But he was just like, he was so sweet. He was like, yeah, what a great question, and thank you for posing it that way. And literally, like, my entire body melted, because he's so sweet, and he's just so like, I don't know, like he
Personable.
just like
Yeah.
he just fills the room, like he's not
Right.
even in the room with you, and he's like in the room with you.
Yep.
He's really cool.
And for those that don't know, Andrew Shue played Billy Campbell on Melrose Place. His
Mhm.
wife, Amy, is a news anchor. She's worked for ABC, and his sister, Elizabeth Shue, has been in a lot of movies, including Cocktail and Karate Kid, and she's actually in Cobra Kai this season. So, his whole family is really into acting, but his dream, I think, when he was a kid, he wanted to be in politics. His father, I believe, he actually ran for class president when he was in high school. So he's just kind
Yeah.
of got a little
But
passion
I
for it.
think he's like most well known for being like the founder and creator of cafemom.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's like the biggest thing that he's known for. And he's just like he's so personable. Like to meet him, you would think that he would be like just this really like kind of, you know,
Snobby, stuck up.
not well, not snobby, but like, like really careful with like who he interacts with, because like when you're well, I mean, when you're that like famous, you really do have to be careful like who you
Yeah, you
interact
do.
with,
You do.
because especially in today's age, just like with our cancel culture episode that we did, like you have to be careful like who you like associate yourself with. But he's just like he's so nice and like down to earth, and like the things that he says are so encouraging and just like really like go to your heart.
Yeah, he's really nice.
So
So I
I'm
like him.
gushing. Let me just stop gushing.
So funny. But yeah, he's cool. And so if you guys are interested, go check out thepeople.org. That's his organization where he's trying to get people together to make citizen referendums to make change at a state level and hopefully bring it to a
Yep.
national level eventually. So check
Yep.
it out. Be
They're in the
involved.
process of planning the national meeting for the people.
Right.
So if you want to get involved with that, of course, you can always visit people.org or whatever as well. So
Yeah, and get their newsletter. Their newsletter has all the information about when you can join into the Zoom meetings and things like that, and stay involved. So be a change. Be the change.
Be the change. What is it Michael Jackson says? I'm gonna start with the man in the mirror or something like that.
Oh,
I
please
don't know. Like, did I just murder a classic song? I think I
make a
did.
change. Make a change. You
And the
murdered Michael Jackson's.
I
Dinner.
didn't murder Michael Jackson, but I murdered his song.
Somebody murdered Michael Jackson.
Honestly, I think they did. So there's a whole conspiracy that speaking of like classic artists, there's a whole conspiracy that Britney Spears is like dead, and they've been like keeping her alive through lookalikes, like just so that they can control her brand. And it was so funny. I meant to mention this during the Free Britney episode that we did, the hashtag Free Britney episode. But if you do a Google search for Britney Spears, like an image search, there are so many freaking pictures on there that do not look like her. They don't look alike at all, you know?
The space in the teeth.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So it's
there's a
so
huge
easy to
gap.
like buy into that conspiracy theory because it's like almost so evident and it's like right there in your face, you know? But I literally like I want everybody to go online, do an image search for Britney Spears and tell me, you can't tell me that all those pictures are the same person. You can't tell me. No, can't tell me.
No, they don't all look alike. I'll agree. We know though. We know celebrities use body doubles, so maybe she's using a body double in some.
I know Kim Kardashian uses a body double.
Yeah.
She
That's pretty common.
literally, I think there was a what was it? I think there was a scandal because she used a body double for. I don't think it was a scandal. I think it just came out that she had used a body double that looked like her and her kids. Like she used body doubles for her kids.
Oh my God.
Which I thought was like, who has money for that?
Why would you even do that?
Apparently. I mean, maybe she just wanted a break from the paparazzi, I guess. I don't know.
But body doubles, you would think, are more like a security, people who are willing to die for you kind of thing. Why would you have kids replace your kids? That's kind of harsh, I think.
I don't know. I mean, don't quote me on that. Like, I seem to remember reading that article, but you know what? I haven't known, like, I don't trust anything that I have read since 2012, you know?
True. True story.
Like Nelson Mandela just died a few years ago, but I remember him dying back in like 1998 or whatever,
Exactly.
So I don't trust anything that I read these days.
What is that called? The Mandela effect.
Mandela effect, yeah.
I love that stuff. I love the Mandela effect.
So there's a theory that the world ended in 2012, and that right as the world ended, scientists had just figured out like how to transport us to a different dimension. And so as the world was ending, they transported us to a different dimension. And that's why the Mandela effect exists, because like all of that stuff happened in the other dimension that we used to live in. Like the Berenstain Bears. Like I remember it as the Berenstain Bears, but apparently it's the Berenstain Bears, which that's not my childhood. Sorry,
So they replaced it with mistakes. They accidentally had typos or something when they replaced everything.
Well, I mean, if we're in an alternate dimension, it makes sense that things would be different, you know? Like they still exist, but they're different in this dimension. Like Fruit Loops. I remember Fruit Loops being Fruit, but it's Froot in this dimension.
Okay. So
Like I remember it being fruit, and then Loops had the little Cheerio sized loops in it. Like
right,
that was the O's in Loops. But in this dimension,
it's
that's
fruit,
not how
fruit.
it is.
It's
Yeah.
spelled correctly. So maybe that explains 2020, this other dimension. I mean, maybe it really is the end of the world again because we didn't get it right when we transferred to this new dimension that we're in. Hello? You're going to kill us
Maybe.
anyway. You should just let us go.
I don't know. I read stuff like that and I'm like, that makes so much sense, you know? And there's literally like pictures. There are pictures of um okay, so like the Statue of Liberty, for instance, right? The Statue of Liberty is on Liberty Island.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ellis Island. Yeah, Liberty Island. Yeah.
But hang on, because everybody remembers it being on Ellis Island.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, it's on Liberty Island, not Ellis Island.
Ellis Island is where the immigrants came through.
Right.
So is
And
that,
everybody remembers it being there,
and you can see
but
it
it's
well
on
from
Liberty
Liberty
Island.
Park. So when did that change?
In 2012, apparently. But there's another thing is there are people like, okay, so according to the internet or whatever, like people are not allowed in the crown, or no, the torch. I'm sorry, the torch. People are not
Right,
allowed in the torch of the Statue of Liberty.
right.
But there are people who have pictures from the torch that they
Now,
took like from the torch.
I have been to the crown. The torch was roped off. There's a
Right.
staircase to the torch, but we couldn't go up it.
But according to the internet, like nobody has ever been allowed in the torch. Like that's not ever been part of uh the tourist attraction. Like that's not where they allow visitors to go. And I was reading something about it, and the reason why they never allowed people to go to the torch was because there was like a bomb threat or something like that. Back in like I don't know, like 1918 or something like that. Don't quote me on the year, but like it was literally like as they were like turning it into a tourist attraction, like there was a bomb threat or something, and they didn't allow people to go into the torch because that's in her arm, and that's the part that could
Right.
could
Oops.
potentially like sorry could potentially like break off of the body, you know.
Well, and two, if you're ever at the crown of the Statue of Liberty, you also you can feel movement, especially like if you were at
Yeah,
the
just
top
like
of the Empire
if you're
State
in
Building.
a skyscraper. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
top of the Empire State Building, you feel it. So maybe it's just a little bit more unstable up there, and that's why they don't
Maybe.
want to.
But the article literally said that the reason why they don't allow people in there is because of a bomb threat.
From that many years ago,
Yep.
what is wrong with them?
I don't know. It's
So are
just
there
it's never been a part
photographs?
of the attraction. And so like but there are literally people who have pictures, like recent pictures from the torch.
Like maybe a class was allowed to go up there, certain groups maybe.
I don't know.
Nobody has any idea.
Nobody
That's
has any
crazy.
idea.
I went to the top of the Empire State Building, but the one night that I wanted to go, I cried because this Green Mile guy, you call him the Green Mile guy, he was a security guard. And it was like 10 o'clock. And apparently the Empire State Building's last elevator up was 10 o'clock or maybe 9:30. It was close to that time. The last elevator up to the top had already stopped, and they would not let us go up. And I cried and cried, and I was so mad at him. And he didn't feel any sympathy. He didn't let us up that night. But I was so mad at him, and I'm like, please let us go up. And he was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. And I'm like, I'm going up anyway. And then he
Where's
steps
the
out from
stairwell?
behind that desk. And I'm like, never mind. 'Cause it's a big old guy. I'm like, I'm not going to fight you. Forget it. It ain't worth
Not
it.
the hill I'm gonna die on.
No. He just squished me like a little bug. I mean, all he could do was just step on me and I'd be done. But yeah, that was an experience. And we broke into there's a little area where, the skating rink with the statue, the golden statue. I guess it's Pythagoras. I don't remember who it is, but the statue. And when you went there during the daytime, you couldn't get good photographs because there were so many people walking around and
Yeah.
on the skating rink. And I just really wanted a picture of the skating rink. So me and my friend Leslie and her sister, we all went back in the middle of the night to break into it. We climbed over the fence. And we're there taking pictures of the statue, and this big old security guard comes up tapping us on the shoulder. We're like, look, dude, here's the story.
Oh my
we
god.
we just wanted a picture, okay? We just wanted. He's like, take your pictures and get out. So he let us take our pictures.
Get out of here.
But it was nice. But it's not the city that never sleeps because literally everything shuts down early. It does. Don't let people tell you it's the city that never sleeps. Even the White
There's
Castle
not
in
like
Manhattan shut down.
there's not like restaurants that are open all night.
I'm sure there is, but I mean, of the attractions that you go to see as a tourist, they're not open all night.
Oh,
There's
gotcha.
none of the midnight running up to the top of the Empire State Building like you see in Sleepless in Seattle. That does not happen. It is closed. Last elevator up was like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. You cannot go back up there. There's no midnight. Meet me at midnight at the top of that Empire State or the Empire State Building. You can't do that. You can't. It's not going to happen.
Wow. That's
But
crazy. Like you see in movies like all the time, like that are
right.
set in New York, like they'll be like strolling the streets at night, like midnight, and there's like all these people out, and
Nope.
there's like all of these like
Maybe at the clubs. I don't know, but
what do they
not at
call
the major
them?
attractions.
What are those little stores called? Oh my god.
Like what stores? The
The
Macy's
little
and stuff?
the little convenience stores. What do they call them? It's like an Indian term.
Oh, I have no clue.
I forget. Anyways,
I mean, I'm sure those are probably open. There was a 24-hour drugstore that was open across the street from the hotel. But as far as anything else goes, the major attractions and stuff, they pretty much close down, shut
well,
down and lock up. You can't go
we
skating
should
on the weekend.
we should plan a trip to New York sometime.
Okay, I love New York.
You used to live in New York.
Yep, I did. I absolutely love it. It's a different world. It's an absolutely different world, but I loved it. But let's go. You want to go? Let's go. Hey, if you want to sponsor us,
Oh my god. You can
we would
visit us at buymeacoffee.com/serious ugly, actually.
we can do a podcast directly from your place or from your store if you own a business.
Yeah, absolutely. If you own a business in New York or really anywhere in the US, let us know. Let us
Okay.
know. We'd love to travel. We'd love to travel.
But don't kidnap us because we'll put up a fight and it's not going to be worth it.
Honestly, I'm like the worst kidnapping victim ever.
Yeah, me too.
I don't ever stop talking, like, period. My
Yeah.
mother used to tell me, and I know this is like something that everybody's parents told them, like, if somebody kidnaps you, they'll bring you back. And I literally believed that. I believed that for years. And I was like, and I was watching like serial killer documentaries. It's kind of what changed my mind about it. And I was like, oh,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
I
these
think somebody
people
would bring
would
me back.
slice my throat to get me to shut up, like. I don't think they'd bring me back, actually.
They would hold you for ransom, and then they would have to slice your throat because.
Forget about the ransom. I mean,
What do I want to drink? I guess I will have some more peanut butter whiskey. Bird Dog. This is only 80 proof. I say only sarcastically.
only, yeah.
It's my new favorite. I don't know why. It's got a bite to it. It's got a really big bite to it. It's probably why it's called Bird Dog. I imagine they have a big
Yeah.
bite.
I've never tried it. I'm not a whiskey person, so
Oh, I am.
I can't handle the burn.
I like whiskey. I like everything. I told Tom to try to find me some not your father's root beer, not your mom's apple
Oh
pie.
yeah.
I still can't find that. The guy said it comes in and it goes out. He says, as soon as I get it in, it's gone. Because it's good and everybody wants it, so you need to order more.
Yeah. Can he put you on like a list or something? Like as soon as it comes in, he can call you, or
I didn't ask, but you know what? That's a good idea.
yeah. We used to do that at the company that I worked for, which I'm actually really sad because this weekend is the last weekend that they're open, but yeah, so sad.
Oh, that's right.
It's the end of an era.
Everybody's closing down.
Yeah.
To your employer that's closing down.
Hang on.
Oh, wait, I got hair. I got hair. Ting.
I'm tipsy. All right, what are we doing about closing this out? Because I gotta eat. I got my food waiting for me. What are we gonna do? Should we sing?
No.
Well, I think honestly, like
How long have we been recording?
I don't know, because Zoom doesn't tell us. The only reason why we're doing Zoom, by the way, just so y'all know, is because we couldn't figure out the YouTube live thing, and we couldn't figure out Facebook Live either, with Renee being permabanned. And so there was a lot going on, and we just decided, let's just go ahead and record it in Zoom, and then we'll just post that. It'll be fine. What could go wrong? You know? So, but we're actually going to get together next weekend, and we're going to do a bunch of recording. And just go ahead and knock a bunch of stuff out, and then that way we'll have. What episodes do we have coming up?
We have Dark Money with Andrew Shue.
With Andrew Shue, yep.
Let me get my stuff up. Hold on one second. I got it right here. So we have Dark Money with Andrew Shue.
Mm-hmm.
We have Parental Manipulation.
Ooh.
Holocaust deniers, because there's a lot of people, it's an alarming number of people who believe it did not happen in spite of the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have performative religion, fake believers.
Yes.
Of all religions, I guess, people who live contrary to the teachings of their religion.
So that's going to be pretty much like the ones that we're going to be recording next weekend, and probably because that's a lot to, like, each episode. Like, I feel like each episode we probably put in. I know that, like, me personally, and I feel like you included, like, all totaled, like, we put in probably about like at least 12 hours of research into like each episode, and that's like not even counting like the full-time jobs that we work and like taking care of like our household, and you have a family, you know, and so
yep.
So there's like, this is definitely taken over a lot of
just
our
a little bit. And we have, I don't even know what I did with the book, but we have an opposite. We have a podcast that we want to do about racism. I bought the book White Fragility to kind of get an idea of, is there anything specific we need to address? Because, you know,
white fragility. I've heard that term before, actually.
We're white. Well, I'm Jewish. So but still, it needs to be talked about. And they even say in the book, white people still need to be talking about it and not be afraid to talk about it. So we just have to figure out what particular topics within that topic we want to
Right.
discuss. So there's so many. There's so many. And I'm like
Yeah.
looking at the list. And I'm like, we could pick from 1,000 things. We could have 1,000 podcasts right here just on this topic within itself. So we want to
Yeah.
discuss it. If you have any input on that, if you're a minority group and you have input, please let us know. If there's anything you want us to discuss, if you want to have input and you want us to talk about something in particular, we'll listen to you. So
So I know that for me personally, like I want to hear from, like, we know what blatant racism is, right? Like we know that.
Hatred. Yeah, it's
But
just
what I want to know and what I want to hear from people is I want to hear instances of like casual racism, like I want to hear like those instances of where just someone says like an off the cuff remark and like really like shows their like underlying unconscious bias, like that's
yeah,
what I want to hear.
because we want to, as a community, as a country, we want to be able to differentiate. Are those kind of things that Rocco just mentioned fixable? Is it ignorance? Is it something education can fix? How can we educate people to not do that? How can we educate people to be better,
Yeah.
in general? So, this is a topic that's important. And it's not just for one race in particular, it's just for all minority groups, So we want to be sensitive to everybody that's out there that's in a group that feels like, you're being oppressed for whatever reason. And just let us know what you want to hear from us and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's actually going to be part of the contest that we're doing, which you'll hear
Yes.
about on Friday. um, so what is it? Friday, January 29th. Yep, January 29th. We have a new episode launching. It's already scheduled for publication. So you'll see it there. And but anyway, so you'll find out more about the contest. And there's a part of the contest where we talk about a way for you to contact us and talk to us and things like that. So just be on the
Please.
lookout for that.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much everything. I think that's all that's
We want our audience and our listeners to be interactive. Please be interactive. Please let us know if you like something, if you don't like something, if you want us to change something, we'll listen to you. We'll take all things into
I'm
consideration.
loving the fact that like our listeners are being a little bit more interactive on social media, like the Facebook group. Like the Facebook group really has kind of started to take off a little bit with people interacting with our posts and things like that. So I'm actually super excited. Super excited. But anyways, I think that's pretty much everything. What about you, Renee? Do you have anything else?
Just listen out for our latest podcast and the Agent Orange and War Crimes, and then listen out for our podcast with Andrew Shue. You're going to want to hear that because you're going to want to be involved. He's going to give us some information on how you as a citizen can be involved in politics and make a change and make a difference in the world. So
yes, be on the lookout for that. All right, well, I am going to go ahead and end everything. It was so fun, so very fun. Yeah, if you want to hear more, you can follow us on Spotify. You can find us on actually, oh my gosh, did you know that we are now live across every single podcast platform,
no,
plus every single streaming platform available? Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I did
We
not know
are. We are.
that.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, Stitcher, Deezer, Google Podcasts, all of them, all of them. And literally just by being on Apple Podcasts now, like we now are across other podcast platforms that pull from Apple Podcasts. So
Oh
I
my
mean, we're
gosh.
literally available across all of them. So you can find us there, follow us, interact with us on social media, on Facebook and Twitter. We love you guys. We really do.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.